Hi, we're here with John
Hi.
and Rachel Cooper. Hey, thank you so much for
Hello.
joining us.
It's
Thanks
lovely
for
to
having
be here.
us.
Oh, it's so good. So excited to chat with you both. So you launched, I've got a little bio for you. You launched the first Frank and Dolly's collection in 2016 and instantly made their stamp in the landscape of ethically crafted fashion in Australia with their bold prints, timeless styles and storytelling approach to fashion and the hands that make it. They, or you, travelled the world to meet every maker involved in the process of Frank and Dolly's with their 3 children, Poppy, Ren and Oak in tow. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
How are you going at the moment? How are things for the family, business, all of that with the current situation?
Yeah, good.
We're going great.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are staying positive and we're staying bright, which is a philosophy of our business anyway, that we always have stuck with us actually from the start. But currently we just released a range called Birds of Passage. We released that on March 22nd. So
I love it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. It was kind of right at the, I guess, tipping point of the crisis. We'd just come off the back of doing some things with Australian Fashion Council and Melbourne Fashion Week. And I feel like that was kind of our last week, and I feel like there was this click in, the tone and, everything kind of shifted, I felt, from that point as far as the virus and everything and humanity and the economy. And then we released our range. So that was really interesting. But we have been very well supported with this most recent range. It's a beautiful collection. It's one that we have rebirthed, actually, so the timing probably couldn't be better.
People have been waiting for almost 2 years for us to redo this range. So there was so much anticipation and build-up. And so the response has been really positive and overwhelming and beautiful, which has been so nice because I guess we were a little bit hesitant. We were a little bit like, how's this going to go? Which way is this going to go? Is it going to work? Or are people just thinking about other things? But when we released Birds of Passage, it just went so well, and we received so many beautiful emails, to say that people were so excited to receive their packages. And really, it was like a little, burst of joy that we were able to go and deliver to all of these people that have been waiting for so long and are kind of, I guess everyone's in a very different place emotionally, and you're having good days and bad days. And it was really beautiful because what we created was able to bring a little bit of joy to where everyone was at in that time. And that was so lovely for us to experience that.
We are, like, as every business probably at this time, it's a constant game of trying to predict the future, which is actually impossible. So I think once you surrender to that a little bit, we have, spent the last 2 weeks altering things and definitely being flexible, trying to be savvy about how to move forward with, for example, our winter range, which is coming out in around a month or 6 weeks. But, we've already started to see shifts that we've had to make.
It's just listening to customers and, staying on top of, just the current situation and kind of not being locked into having certain ideas and certain ways to run things, but just trying to stay flexible around what's happening.
And that also goes to like things like our shipping, our, listening to what our manufacturers are saying and, making sure that we're touching base with all of them and going, where are you at? How is this affecting you in India, in Indonesia? And because it's really different, for different countries and different ways of importing and all that. So there's all those elements to it too that we're navigating. And
our Australian team meetings have changed obviously to Zoom like everyone else's, but we also have an international team, and so we're always, and they don't have such great access to things like Zoom and really good internet. So for us, it's just trying to stay in constant communication with not just our customers but also and not just our Australian team members, but also the ones who are, across the world working for us, and just trying to stay in touch with how they're feeling and what they're going through and what the country is needing, and that kind of thing. So it's just a matter of just taking in all the information, staying flexible, and kind of just going with the flow.
That's all we can do.
Yeah, wow. And when it comes to your makers around the world, are you finding that they're still okay? They are still surviving? They're still able to fulfill orders and things like that?
So I guess we've got kind of two different arms of our manufacturing process, and that being Indonesia and India. In Indonesia, we work with predominantly actually all independents. So independent makers and printers and seamstresses. And so they're working a lot in small home-based studios, which is amazing.
And we have a space set up where they can come and work, but the work has always been flexible for them to take home so that they can run their homes and run their families around the work. So that's kind of always been set up, which has been perfect, because when something like this hits, it means that as long as the fabric is made, the seamstress, they can take the fabric home and they continue with their work, which is amazing.
So we're really lucky that I guess we work with independent family-run businesses that are able to continue to produce for us. It's just like us, we work from our home studio, and we can continue to produce and make and design. So that's beautiful. In India, it's a little bit different. So they're in complete lockdown. So our production manager at the moment literally can't step out the door to go to the fabric market or to his weavers to get our samples. So it's just juggling different, the tone in different spaces.
What we've done with our team in India is, and I guess in Ubud as well, we've looked at what we can do, and we've tried to focus on that. So there is still work for our teams, because we don't want to just cut the work and pull out from working with those guys. We don't want to just leave them stranded. So what we've done is the guys in India can't leave. So we've been able to give them designs that can be worked on at homes. So there's a couple of designs in the process at the moment that have been given to the block print team and the weavers and the embroiderers. And so we're doing what we can to work on what we can, so that everything is laid out and ready to go. And as soon as the lockdown lifts in India, we can just go for it. We've decided, the colours have been decided, the designs, the garment, everything's ready to go. And then we've kind of set them up like that. And then we go to Ubud and we go, okay, what can we do in Ubud? The fabric production is still able to be done. So, so we just kind of work on what we can. There's always plenty to do. And we just keep on working where we can. And as soon as something lifts, we'll move into that next phase, or as soon as something gets shut down, we'll reassess it as we go. But we just don't want to leave those guys stranded, I guess, because of this. And because we are working with independent people, we are able to do that.
Great. I feel like you've answered this mostly already, but when it comes to Fashion Revolution and Fashion Revolution Week this week, why does it matter so much in this current crisis to you guys? I mean, it sounds like...
Well, I think more than ever, people are starting to see the humanity behind business, and whether that's fashion or the restaurant that's had to close down the street, or the grocer that's had to, no matter what it is, we are starting to, as communities, understand the humanity that makes up that framework or
there's
that
a heightened
business.
Awareness at the moment.
And I think that's actually, I guess, the roots of the Who Made My Clothes movement, is to expose the person, behind the product. And I think that dialogue and narrative is really alive at the moment, or a lot more present in people's minds. And I think it's couldn't be more timely to again shine that spotlight even brighter on the maker and the producer. And because, you know, when people are buying from us, they are supporting, you know, Joel and Rachel and what we've done for the last X amount of years. But there's also this beautiful pyramid under, like, of all the, you know, the seamstresses, the makers, the dyers, that every collection supports and funds and builds. And so more than ever, I feel like that is so relevant to this time.
And people, it's funny because in this time, like, I know for us, we're very busy. We've got 3 kids at home. We're homeschooling 2 of them. You know, it's a busy time for a lot of people, but then there are a lot of other people who maybe have a little bit of extra time. But even though there are this mix of people who have more time and less time, and things are different, regardless of where you're at, how much time you have, it's different. And so there's something, it's like this beautiful opportunity to just go and plonk something so important in front of people and go, hey guys, this is here, have a think about this, have a little look at this, because this is so important. And I think a few things like that are happening and people are really taking the time to think about it, which is so amazing. Whether it's because people are out of routine or they're feeling a bit vulnerable or emotional or whatever it is, there's this amazing opportunity to present to people and for people to be thinking about it, which is amazing.
Yeah, so true. It's like we've lost control. We feel like we've lost control of so much that this is something we can see an immediate impact for and can actually do something about it and take the time to really look at it. Hey.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be our hope for sure. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. It just sounds like you're doing such incredible work. And as I said, I love the new range. I think I'm in trouble.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
It's one of our, I think, favourite collections we've crafted.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's so many elements to this range to us that is fully embodies the brand. You know, that every metre is, you know, hand printed. Every symbol on that linen is, you know, a story of someone's hands. That, it is a full embodiment of what we believe in.
And the beginning of that range was drawn on a trip to Japan that me and Joel went on, and we took our youngest. And, you know, so for us, when we look at that print, we see all of the people that we've worked with and all the incredible artists that have poured their heart and soul into that garment. But then we sort of see the backstory even on top of that, of where the drawings began and what sparked what, and, you know, that kind of thing. So for us, we've always got such a huge connection to every piece that we make, because it's literally a part of our story and a part of who we are and what we do. And then, you know, it goes back to my Nana and Papa, who are Frank and Dolly, and, you know, so there's all those beautiful elements in there for us. So it's not just a fashion label for us as well. It's like this huge creative, you know, situation. So we love it.
Oh, it's such a rich experience then, I think, when you select a piece like that.
Yeah, hopefully. Totally. We hope it all translates to everyone.
Yeah, great. Oh, thanks so much for being with us today.
No worries.
Thank you for having us. So nice to talk to you.
You too.